Hey guys, this is Bonfrey from L World. Thanks again for watching my YouTube channel. I don't do this for money or for love. I just enjoy really documenting my journey in terms of not being someone who says I'm an expert and I know everything about this game. I'm a life learner, and as we all know in this game, we always have something to learn. In fact, I think there's probably a good argument for the idea that even not all of Inno knows every aspect of this game and some of the things that have gone on. And there's some weird things that we all discover and we all cope with and deal with. I mean, we're spending actual money. We're voting with our wallets when we buy diamonds. It's harder to be a free play participant in this game at this point. But my assumption is that most of you that are watching this channel have spent money on diamonds, and aside from money, time being money, as we are, told and most likely very aware of in our lives, that time is finite. We don't have all the time in the world, yet we choose to escape in this game, and it's a pretty nerdy game. I mean, there's a lot of nuance. There's a lot of unspoken things that go on in this game, and even misinformation in terms of what is said. Like, for example, I'll hint on another video. When my city is unhappy and makes a comment, there's actually some verbiage that says, this could affect your points when you battle, which currently is not the case. So, whatever department at Inno is in charge of dealing with this, your happiness situation, if your city is unhappy, it kind of makes a veiled threat about like that you wouldn't get as many points for battles, which currently is not the case. So that's why I'm not freaked out about happiness. But anyway, this video is meant to address why I have so many damn Sleigh builders in my city, and also why I have so many road to victories, because I've gotten ripped on a little bit. You guys have been, I gotta say, I appreciate the level of professionalism. I'm not sure what the word I'm looking for, but you guys have acted with some restraint in commenting, and I appreciate that, because I'm not trying. I think you guys are picking up on my vibe. I'm not trying to be like, hey, I have the answers and I know all the cool real shit about this game. Like, I'm on a journey of learning, and this game, reveals new shit every day to me. And if it doesn't to you, then, get your own thing going, on YouTube. But, I appreciate the fact that we're commenting, and I respond to many of the comments, especially the ones that are clearly where you've watched the videos and you're like, hey, I thought about this thing and you said this, and that's what I'm going after. I'm not looking to really. I don't make any money. I don't make any money on this per se compared to what I spend in the game. Like, it's just not even a thing. I think it's just a cathartic outlet to collaborate and to improve myself in the game, and as a life learner in general. I mean, I have other things that I'm into. I collect bourbon. I'm into laser engraving, and I'm an IT guy. I've been owned an IT business for 30 years, and so I'm a technical minded person, but also I like to blend art and science. So anyway, back to why the Sleigh builders, because I've been getting totally ripped on that, as well as these SoH's. So my situation, I would not recommend this many Sleigh builders for anyone in general, nor this many road to victories. Nor road to victories that have been leveled with Renos and 1-Up kits to Space Age Titan, but the reason is that in my case, I have chosen to re-engage in the game in such a way that I'm in a fighting guild, a GbG fighting guild, and if you have any awareness of what has happened in the changes of the game in the last few months, it's very expensive to on the Treasury. It's a big drain on Treasury to build sector supported buildings to help attrition in GbG. So I'm not going to go into GbG right now because I'm taking a break from my current guild in L, which is currently the #1 guild in L, and that is not without a lot of work, to the degree that I've been hurting my my arm and my my right hand, and so forth with the amount of battles I've been doing, and I'm not even that highly ranked. But the bottom line is the reason that I have so many inefficiencies with my Sleigh Bldrs and my SoH's is because they give me a lot of sat goods. Okay, so currently I am generating a lot of goods. So I'm going back to FOE Helper here, the plugin, which is fantastic because this is not a cheat. It's these guys are on their game in terms of like making sure they're not causing any problems with and the devs and all that. But if I go to goods, I'm generating about 4,000 goods, 3,900 right now daily, but that excludes if I double down with my BG. So right now, with my BG, I try to hit about 3,500 Space Age Titan goods per day, which is quite a lot. And a big part of that, a good percentage of that, is these Sleigh Bldrs. So I have so many of these. I wish they did more than 15 goods, but they don't. So the thing is that we need fuel for the fire. So in my case, in a #1 in L, fighting guild, either #1 or 2, contending for 1, etc. We're talking about battles with 40 to 50 players on both sides live going. I mean, you're talking about 300 hit sectors that are being taken in less than a minute, and people start asserting bots and all this bullshit, and you're like, I mean, no, if you just do the math on 40 or 50 people hitting on a sector, that's 3 or 4 fights apiece is done. So however long it takes you to do 3 or 4 fights, and that's it. So maybe 5 if it's a 300 or whatever. I'm just a little bit of hyperbole, but it goes quick. It goes really fast, like probably less than 30 seconds. So there's a couple issues that are in there, and I'll probably be touching on this when I do a video about the Traz, because there seems to be a major narrative going on right now about delete the Traz. We have power creep, and that's true. I mean, I have all these dumb donkey enclosures. I mean, they produce a random unit, but look at all these goods that they give me. I mean, people are like, delete all your donkey enclosures. I'm like, hell no, because here's the deal. My guild needs fuel for the fire, right? Because if we're going to be buying buildings that help us lower or protect our attrition levels to be a #1 guild, my guild needs tens of thousands of donations of goods, not just sat goods, which is my era. They need goods below that because, we support players that are at a lower position in the game in terms of era. So if we have someone in FE or OF or God forbid AF or CE or something like that, I mean, I think we do have a low side cutoff. I'm not sure what it is right now, but anyway, let me just show you like Like this was the number of battles that our guild essentially summarized at the end of a session on October 23rd. So we had, obviously here's the numbers, number of battles, etc., and amount of attrition, and you see that some players had in excess of 10,000 fights. I don't have the arm for that. I was down here below Mac, probably at 3,500 fights or something. But in order to get this many fights in, this is not by accident. This is not luck. It's not just, hey, we can fight. It's not just, hey, we have attack numbers. We have to have a treasury that is mad full. And I mean mad full. Like, we are talking about not just the amount of goods that my treasury buildings support, which if I go, to production overview, and I go to my guild contributions with my AI core and, things like that. Okay, so I'm donating 3,400 a day. 3,500, whatever. That's average. That's like our guild expects that. That's a minimum, with the various things we have going on. However we get there, that's what we have to do. Probably 3,000 minimum, and then up from there. But then, on top of that, with the SAT goods that I have to generate from my donkey enclosures and my Sleigh builders, like, I have no complaints about the donkey enclosures. They produce units. They give me some, okay numbers on attack and defense. With defense, it's all defense stuff. But I probably donate between 20 and 50,000 goods per season additionally to our treasury. So that could be, CE, FET, SAT. It doesn't matter, whatever we need. So we have treasury calls, and what's great is that I can trade my SAT goods down for lower era goods at, it doesn't cost me anything, because I'm making 3,500, 3,100, 3,200 a day, whatever it is, per day of SAT goods. But that's largely due to this ridiculous army of Sleigh builders I have, along with these, people are like, oh, why the hell do you have, abandoned asylums? And, well, because right now I have the room, because I just rebuilt the city, and I would like to know what the hell, why are people deleting Sentinel Outposts? Maybe I'm just uninformed. Like, I don't know, like a year and a half ago, these buildings were the shit. These 1x1s that gave you, defense for attack. I don't know. But I have comments telling me that y'all are deleting this stuff. So I'm not sure what that's about. I'd love to know. I don't mean to be arrogant and say you shouldn't delete these. I just want to know why we're deleting them. Because that's a thing now too. So I don't know. Like, that's interesting to me. But I do realize it's a defensive number. It's defense for attack, and there's a whole lot of discussion around ratios of like if I go to my my town hall and I look at my boosts, I'm all out of whack, right? Because I've been redoing my city, and crap, like my attack is lower than my defense, which it seems like lately the defense numbers have been going way up on the power creep buildings. So I'd love comments on that. City defenders I don't care about. I don't really do PvP. I just don't have time. But anyway, I'm curious what you guys think about that. Somebody asked me about the art exhibition. The reason I just plopped this down was because I had space right now until I build more vibrant autumn vineyards and other things, but it gives me population. And the problem is that I was throwing down these pumpkins, and damn, these things are like, they take away population like big time. So at some point I'm going to hit critical mass in the pumpkins, and then I'm just going to keep planting cider gardens, and I'll probably sell the pumpkins in the AD. And then, eventually the abandoned signs will go away, and whatever else can supplement my goods collections. But if I hit this with a 2x on my BG, I mean, look at that. As a guild-minded person, I'm going to collect 210 SAT era goods from that one pop if it doubles, and then my guild's going to get 160 goods, which isn't great for all the rune this takes, but that's just kind of like how my gameplay is set up right now, because I'm a guild support person and I'm trading and I'm trying to get as many goods as I can. So when I'm at 3,000 plus SAT goods a day, I have to churn that out and put that back into the guild treasury. And I'm not the only one. I mean, there's scores of us that are putting that in, because it is not cheap. It's like throwing, just tens of thousands of goods per day into the fire to support that GbG effort that we have, right? So that's a big consideration. So if I were just a regular player who my guild was like, hey, we're like a, we do a sub diamond league, or, you can get tons of free fights, down, at lower levels, and we don't ask you for anything, then yeah, you don't need all this. You don't need these Sleigh builders. You don't need this stuff. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But a lot of the data that I get to discuss on this channel, which again doesn't, monetarily help me at all, but it's just for discussion, comes from the guild. I mean, these are people that are very involved in the game, and I pick up a lot from it. Like, I'm going, well, what about this happiness thing, right? So I got into this discussion with this guy Gregory in my guild, and I was like, what is the deal with happiness and this and that? And he goes, well, no, that was that was addressed by Juber, on the beta last year. And I was like, oh, all right, I didn't know that. But essentially, I was wondering if there's a penalty for battle points if your units are unhappy, and or is there a buff when you battle and you're unhappy, right? Like, because they had this thing for a while, and it even threatens it. Like I said earlier, there's some stuff about having, oh well, you may not get as many battle points. However, that's not the case. So everybody gets the same battle points now, regardless of happiness. So I will do another probably shorter video on that. But anyway, just wanted to kind of create a bit of an explanation / apologetic about why I have these ridiculously inefficient 25 square buildings in my city. And I've kept the Kraken because I just think it's cool, because I just love the fact that it's a Kraken. And, but I can put these away anytime when I need to. I mean, they're not that efficient. We all know that. I mean, I can get some diamonds from Crow's Nest, and God knows I need diamonds. I mean, I worked myself up from 3 in the last, 4 days. I got up to 193. So that's cool. And I'll get up to a couple thousand probably in the next 10 days. But, yeah, anyway, so that's the reason for this ridiculous inefficiency with all that stuff. So anyway, thanks you guys for the comments and for supporting and doing what you do related to my videos, because I'm just a dude playing this game and spending too much money and just trying to figure out what the heck's going on. So thanks again. See you next time.